coming up, he's 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 coming up. It's there.
Right, we're going. Right, Eddie, mainly memories of 2006. What'll stick in your mind more than anything else of the European campaign?
Probably the end game, probably the Paris game. I think the amount of crowd that came from Derry was unbelievable, like, and the atmosphere at night, like, you know, was great to play in front of that sort of atmosphere.
And from being a local man and seeing basically what it meant to everybody in the town, were you surprised by the enthusiasm and the interest that everybody had for the club during the campaign and throughout the season?
No, not at all, because the town is so anti-Derry City, like, you know, from years ago, like, with teams doing well, you see the buzz in the atmosphere it generates, and we noticed that this year, like, once we get through each round of the European game, you've seen the buzz about the town, like, it was great. You know?
Now, what did you think? Do you think that on the whole Derry City maybe exceeded themselves in the European run?
I'm not sure. I don't think at the start people probably didn't give us a chance. They're probably seeing the Gothenburg game, they're probably going, we'll go out there and we'll be happy to probably get beat 2-0. But we knew ourselves, like, we were confident going over there. We watched the teams, we prepared right. We knew ourselves, like, we were going out there to get a result, like.
Now, when you say prepared right, how do you mean prepared right compared to other campaigns in the way that basically maybe Irish teams are perceived? How much preparation, how much in-depth work, and how much study of Gothenburg was put in place?
Well, probably getting DVDs and people going out and watching Gothenburg playing, like, and I think they took us lightly, so they did, and at the end of the day they get beat.
What do you remember of the game?
Nothing really much. The main thing was Hargey's goal, like. And
what were your thoughts when that went on? Were you sitting saying,
I was,
Jesus, this is more than we expected?
Definitely. Like, we're going out there with a game plan to not concede anything, you know. And for Sean to score in, like, it was great, like, because we knew then, like, we were well on the match then, like. When then they had us under a bit of trouble in that last 10 minutes or so.
And from the point of view of, and not trying to be condescending or anything, you're not the biggest player in the world, and the Swedes were a big, tall side, but basically did their size maybe give them an aura that basically they just weren't as good as what Derry were? Well,
I think they took us later. You know, before the game they were going to come to Ireland for a holiday, and that was sort of a G up for us. You know, we were determined not to get beat, and I think they were going to just take us and going, right, they're only a small team in Ireland, they probably didn't hear of Derry City, you know, but they shouldn't have heard of us after the match.
Now, when you turn around and say it gave you a G up, 3 or 4 other players have mentioned this G up. Within the squad of 20 or 21 or 22 players that were involved in the whole thing, was there much debate? Come on, boys, look, were you G'ing each other up, or was it just a unit going together and saying, or was there individuals saying to one another, listen, boys, come on, don't be letting us down, let's get stuck on, let's show these boys what we're made of? I
think it was a collective thing. I think the team itself, we all wanted to do well. You know, we worked so hard to get there, and that's what it was. And I think, you know, we just a bit more motivation that we needed, like, and got us over the line.
Coming back from Gothenburg, nobody could believe the result. All right, there was 300 or 400 fans that went out there and really enjoyed Sweden and so on and so forth. But the flight was back in the middle of the night, and when you arrived to Derry, what do you think when you seen the reception that was waiting?
I couldn't believe it, like, you know, it was the early hours in the morning, like, for people to, you know, get up out of their beds or probably stay up all night for us to come up. It meant a lot, like, you know, it was hard to believe there were fans there waiting on us.
And then second leg, expectations were high within the city, given that you had beaten them. What were your views? Was there a confidence there? Listen, boys, we're better than these boys. We're going to beat them. Or what was in your mind?
Oh, we were confident. We knew we could get the result, but it was just important we didn't concede anything, because we know then if you concede a goal, then you never know what could happen. You know, so 1-0 is a tricky lead.
And what about Flinner's penalty when I was put the ball on the spot? Like, you knew obviously that if he scored it, they needed 3. And what were your thoughts as he even just stepped up to take it?
Well, you're just hoping that he would score it, like, you know, there were a lot of pressure on Stephen, like, and fair play to him to stand up and take it and that sort of pressure, like, but it was great for him to get a goal. It made us, like, you know, they needed 3 goals.
And what sort of reaction and what sort of body language was there of the Swedish boys at the full time whistle when you had beaten them both home and away?
They're probably stunned. I think they were. They couldn't believe that they came to Derry and they get beat by such a team like Derry City.
And when you say such a team like Derry City, do you think basically it was did Derry up their game to win that game, or did Gothenburg maybe take us for granted?
I don't know. Like, I think we usually played a certain way. I think they might have took us for granted. Like, but after the first game, they knew what they were up against in the second game, and they were no different. Like, and I thought we were better over the two games.
Now, next round, Gretna and first leg in Scotland. Everybody, there was a belief. Obviously, you had beaten Gothenburg, and everybody in the town thought when you got Gretna, Scottish First Division, not up to much. And to be fair, they didn't live up to much in the first leg.
No, I think there were more pressure on us because everybody expected us to go over and get a result because of the way Scottish football is. And probably people were probably thinking then we went one down, they're probably going, oh, gee, here it goes, like, you know, we're lucky to get away with a 2 or 3-0 defeat. But then once we got the goal, we knew ourselves, like, we were confident in getting a result. And what an occasion, like, we couldn't believe that we won 5-1 now.
And from a player's point of view, running out Dundee, Fir Park and Motherwell, what were your thoughts when you looked to the left and there was a bank behind the goal that was completely red and white?
Well, looking around the whole stadium, like, it was unbelievable. There were more Derry City fans than they were for Gretna, and the atmosphere they generated that night was unbelievable. And
what was going through your mind as first of all, Kevin Derry got a couple of rockets, and then Kieran Martin rounded up? Could you believe it was actually happening?
Not really. Like, I couldn't believe it. You know, all the night Shield, Kevin probably had a shot and not going nowhere near it. I think the goals were spectacular, like, and it just happened on the night because it was just such a special occasion. And
from a defender playing that night, like, everything that Derry did up front seemed to be going, no, everything went right. From your point of view, it was comfortable. From the back four's point of view, it was a comfortable one. And, like, were you surprised with the ease of it?
Well, probably it took us probably about 5-10 minutes to get the grips of the game. Like, we, you know, conceded a soft goal. I think after that, then we became stronger once the game went on. I think, you know, in our ability, like, showing out, like.